Hey guys, welcome back to Math with Miss Walker. Last week we classified quadrilaterals based on the type of angles they have, the length of their sides, and what type of sides they had, if they were parallel or perpendicular. And this week we're going to be focusing on your goal is to be able to classify triangles the same way. So if we look at this first part, we're going to do the first couple slides together and really talk about it, and then I'm going to leave you to do slides 4 and 5 on your own. This says classify triangles by angles. So the first one says a triangle with one right angle. Pause the video if you need to, or I'm going to give you just a second. And which of these bottom down here that I'm kind of going to move around so you can see what I'm talking about, which of those three would make sense for a triangle with one right angle? What do you think? You can even pause the video if you want and go to your slides and try to do it and then come back and check your answers. That's always an option, just to kind of challenge yourself, or you can just kind of go along with me. It's up to you. So I hope you said a right triangle. So a right triangle will be one with a right angle. If you go to the next one, a triangle with one obtuse angle. So I want you to think about what an obtuse angle is. It's been a minute since we've talked about angles. So if I have, it looks like our other option is an acute triangle. So acute, obtuse, and right. What degrees do those mean? If I have an acute angle, what type of degree of a circle do you think that I'm talking about? An angle less than 90 degrees. And if I'm talking about an angle that is a right angle, what type of degree is that of a circle? 90 degrees. Most of us have a really good memory when it comes to right angles being 90 degrees, but sometimes we get a little mixed up with acute and obtuse. So if you're looking at an obtuse angle, what degree of a circle is that? Obtuse is larger because I'm obtuse. Than 90 degrees. So if I have a triangle with one obtuse angle, which of these bottom two options do you think it's probably going to be? If I have a triangle with one obtuse angle, then I'm going to have an obtuse triangle. If I have a triangle with three acute angles, so notice that the triangle, if it's a right triangle, it only has to have one right angle. If it's an obtuse triangle, it only has to have one obtuse angle. But in order for it to be an acute triangle, there has to be three acute angles to classify that triangle as an acute triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to slide 3. And I'm going to just pull a shape up, one of the triangles up. And I want you to tell me if I'm going to pull it over here to the left a little bit. So let's start with this one. I want you to take a second and think, is this a right triangle, is an acute triangle, or isn't it an obtuse angle? An obtuse triangle. So remember that the right triangle has to have at least one right angle in that shape. The acute triangle has to have all three acute angles, and the obtuse triangles have to have one obtuse angle. So which do you think this one is over here to our left? Does it have any right triangles, or any right angles in that shape? Nope, I see three angles and none of them are right. Does it have any acute angles? Yep, it's got three acute angles, which means this one is going to be an acute triangle because there are no obtuse angles where there's bigger than 90 degrees. Let's try this one. Which one do you think that is? I would hope that you say it's a right triangle. It does have one right angle at the bottom left corner where that little square is to make that perfect L shape. And then the other two angles are acute. So that means this one is a right triangle. There are no obtuse angles in that shape. Now let's try this one. Where do you think this one goes? Are there any right angles in this shape? There's not. There's not any shape that makes a perfect L mark in any direction. So there's no right angles, which means it can't be a right triangle. Try those acute triangles. Are there any, how many acute angles do you see in that shape? 2. So could it be an acute triangle? The one on the on the bottom and the one to the far right, both are acute angles, so which leaves this very top point to be what type of angle? It is an obtuse angle. It is larger than that 90 degrees. It goes wider than a perfect L shape. And since there's one of those obtuse angles, that means it's going to be an obtuse triangle. So what I want you to do today is to go into your assignments where it says digital slideshows, and it should be right around your slideshow for today and yesterday. This is going to be assigned to you for it's labeled just as you can see on my screen, 4-7 classifying triangles. And I want you to finish this page. So these last 6 triangles down here at the bottom, I want you to go and sort those based on what type of triangle you see that it is. And you can refer back to slide 2 if you need to. This is all going to be available to you to remember what a right triangle and an acute and an obtuse triangle are. And then I also want you to complete slide 4 and slide 5. So if you look at slide 4, it says place a circle around each of the angle of the triangle. So you can see that a red should be an obtuse angle. So there's 3 different angles in this shape. So you're going to put a red one around the obtuse angle, a blue one around the acute, and a green around any rights. So you can move these down here with just your mouse. And then you need to fill in right here in these little green boxes how many numbers of those angles. And it's okay. There's only 3 angles. And sometimes there may be, if it's an acute angle, remember, it's going to have 3 acute. So there might be zeros in some of these boxes, and that's okay. And then I want you to label what type of, by moving these around right here, what type of angle these are. So is this one on the left an acute, right, or obtuse? And same for this one on the right. So you're going to circle all of the angles, label what types of angles you see, and then label the triangle. If you go to slide number 5, all you're doing is you're taking this red circle and you're moving it to the correct answer. So if I do this first one with you, you notice that this right here, this top, I just realized you can't see me, so let me get a pen. You can see that, oh, it's not letting me. Well, it's not letting me. So that you can see at the very top right here that I'm kind of putting the circle, hovering the circle over. That one is an acute angle. This one is a right angle. And this one is an acute angle. So with that being said, there is at least one right angle. So that means I'm going to put this circle over the right word, just to show that I know that this triangle is a right triangle. So you're going to do this for the last 5 of these triangles by classifying them. Once again, if you guys have any questions, if you need any help, please just let us know. We're here to help you.